I'd never spoken like this before in front of positive people. I used to speak to negative people about negative things, but I never really gave positive advice. Over the last 26 years, I buried myself in this coffin for some things I've done. I made some choices that changed my life. I was selling drugs on the side. I knew this drug dealer named Jimmy. One day I went to his apartment complex. I knocked on the door. I even looked in the window. No one was home. So I broke in and I stole his stash of drugs and money. I thought no one had seen me, but I guess someone did. Because Jimmy asked me about his drugs several times over the next 4 or 5 months. But I've always told him, I don't know what you're talking about. Months later, I'm in Minnesota, and I get this phone call from my mother. She's crying, and she's saying they killed him. They killed him. I said, who? She said, Sherman. My life stopped. I couldn't move. I was paralyzed. For those 15 seconds, I felt dead. Sherman was my younger brother. He meant the world to me. He was my best friend and biggest fan. I caught a flight back home. I went to the hospital. I saw my mother. I hugged her until we left. When I got home, my cousin Johan told me who shot and killed Sherman. It was Jimmy. Jimmy disappeared because he killed my brother for the drugs and money I stole. Months later, I heard he was back in town. I went looking for him. I saw him in front of his aunt's house. I went around the back. I hopped this gate. I was coming around the side of the building. But as I was passing this window, I saw this little girl. She was about 5 or 6 years old. For a moment, we made eye contact. But I kept going to the front. And the moment I saw Jimmy, I walked up on him, and I shot, and I killed him. I came to prison with a dark heart. I lost the ability to believe in myself. So for years in prison, I acted up. I was impulsive, and I didn't care what happened to me. I was an empty shell that was buried in a coffin alive. Prison could be a dark place. People want people to hurt because they hurt. I hurt it inside. My first 20 years in prison, I was a mess. I'm slowly trying to put the pieces of my life back in place. At moments, I still feel pain, but my faith in God drives me every day. And being able to dig deep beyond the surface to find this light of self-forgiveness is the most rewarding feeling you can feel. 3 years ago, I woke up early one morning. I cut my TV on. This commercial, a St. Jude's Children's Hospital commercial. Watching this little girl's eyes reminded me of the little girl I saw that day in the window. Every time I saw that commercial, my heart opened up. Those moments gave me the motivation to find self-forgiveness in my life. That little girl from St. Jude's was my light switch. She touched a place in my heart that I knew I had to get involved with. There's nothing more rewarding and satisfying than giving someone a hand. Being a partner with St. Jude's makes me feel special knowing that I am able to reach out and help others and possibly save lives, my brother Sherman will be proud of me today for the person who I have become. I'm reaching places inside of me that was unseen by the naked eye. I now know our true journey in life as human beings has a deeper meaning and a deeper calling. To feel passionate about something you believe in, it first starts with self-forgiveness and the ability to believe in yourself. I crawled out of that dark coffin because if a little girl can smile and have so much life in her eyes and be strong through dark times, so can I. My strength plus her strength equals self-forgiveness for me. We all can reach that journey in our lives. If you know someone who lives within their own prison of pain, shame, and guilt, show them me. Let them see that I found my light switch, and there's a light switch in each and every one of us. A great man once said, "Death isn't the greatest tragedy in life. The greatest tragedy in life is what dies in us while we are still alive." So I ask all of you to continue to show compassion and lend a hand and never look down on anyone unless you're helping them up.